his name up in lights. Don Miller is live every Thursday night. He's bold, he's real, no filters, no shade. When hits the mic, the truth gets laid. Don's in the building, his swag so tight. Check your feelings, he's exposing all the lies. Every Thursday at 8, his voice takes the stage. The man's got soul like a record with age.
We're there. I see it.
All right, I play the blame game. We late cause of feel. Okay, so if you are listening to the show, hello, thank you so much for joining us, the Don Miller Show, Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Subscribe and like. Shout out to Phil, the podcast doctor.
Yeah.
Look, I got my homie in the studio tonight, and I'm telling y'all, it is no better pleasure for me to do radio or to do this podcast with one of the smartest people I've ever known in my damn life. And she works exclusively for Jesus Christ. Ladies and gentlemen, the legendary D'Amica Page.
Exclusively.
You work exclusively. You work for JC. People
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
You work for JC.
Yes.
D'Amica, real quick, before we talk to you about this broadcast, we want to talk to you about your trip to Africa. Of course, many people, shout out to all of those people who donated.
Yes.
For
Thank you.
all
Thank
the
you
listeners
so
who donated
much.
to help D'Amica go to the motherland.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
It was amazing, Don Miller. I was telling you the other day, some things once it's been stretched,
Yes.
it can't go back. Some things once you've seen, you can't unsee it.
Right.
And Ghana was one of those things for me. I can't unsee what I've seen in Ghana. And my mindset and my perspective has been stretched to a point where it can't return. So it was amazing. It was an amazing experience to see the culture, the people, so many things I've not necessarily compared, but have a new paradigm in terms of just how we engage with each other. Like it was absolutely amazing.
And you didn't go for.
It was a mission strip, so this wasn't.
You didn't go to
yeah,
take
no,
pictures
this
and
was
put
a
on
mission
your IG.
strip. Yeah,
You went for the church and to serve the people.
Yes, we did. We served the people. We served the people in the city of Ghana and Accra. Accra.
Yep.
Yes, and then we went to a village where there was an orphanage, and also the village also bring the widows there to minister, really serve them, make sure that they're taken care of, and then also the widows in the village, they also help the orphanage take care of the kids because they don't have a dorm, but the orphanage make sure that they're fed, help them with their school fees and things of that nature, and so they genuinely
Truly,
work together.
it gives new meaning
Where it
to
says a
takes a
village,
village.
yes,
Right, absolutely.
genuinely.
So you had a
That is
great
what you
time.
saw. Yes.
I was worried about you before you left.
But why were you worried?
Because when you have a friend and look, my friends who go on trips to take pictures and put on their Instagram, I don't worry about them. But you went to a land where you are really down with the people.
Yes.
And the levels of protection when you go to many of these places is different when you go into the community.
Yeah.
And I just want to say I really admire you. Many of us do. And we thank you for continuing to do good work, the work of the Lord, and coming on here
It was good. I really encourage.
with my sinful ass.
I encourage people that get outside of the U.S. and go into areas where.
Not for likes.
Yeah, no, because when you come back to the U.S. and you see what it really looks like when you don't have what it looks like when you don't have programs in place that can help you. Like what we call underserved, what we call underprivileged.
Our underserved is served
Like-
to the highest level.
Are you kidding me?
Right, absolutely.
There's nothing comparable.
Black people in this country are richer than black people anywhere in the world.
Absolutely.
Even if you work at Wawa.
Absolutely. So there should be. We complain about so much. Once like I said, your perspective has been stretched. When you come back here, there should be nothing we should be complaining about. Absolutely. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I hear you.
Well,
again, I just want to shout you out.
It's beautiful,
to all
though.
of those people on the shows.
Yes.
Who supported you in this. And there were a lot of us.
Yes.
A lot of people.
Yes.
I could name a bunch of people. I got to shout out my boy Jeff, man. Appreciate you.
Oh my
man.
goodness, he was a tremendous. He like donated several times.
I know, man. We appreciate you.
Geoff was
We love
amazing.
you so much, bro.
Yeah.
Again, great conversation tonight. Hey, Catherine. Got to get to a lot of things. We're going to come out of the gate,
Yeah.
talk about a lot of things. Again, thank you, Phil, man, for all you do. Phil was the reason why we came on late. Somebody's going to get the blame for this, him or Amber, but Amber's
No,
sitting over there.
Switcher Studios to blame.
Okay. Again,
Switch
thank
it.
you so much. Today came
Yeah.
out that the president and his people have brokered a peace deal, and with Israel and Hamas. And I kind of read through some of the things that were in the deal, and I'm just hoping and praying that we can continue to move forward, because I did not like, and I don't care what part of the conversation you subscribe to, I didn't like to see people slaughtered, women and children murdered. I understand that there is a element to this that is truly biblical, but as a human, I still kind of feel as a human. So hopefully, this can move toward real peace in that region, so we can see a difference. And I just want to say thank you to the president. And I noticed the leader of Hamas, the exiled leader of Hamas, Khalil al-Hayya, came out and he called it the end of the war. So hopefully, and to all those other countries who got involved in this, hopefully this is real, and we could finally see a movement toward peace in that region. Shout out to everybody who was involved in that. The conversation coming out of that now is, should Donald Trump be nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize? And there's a lot of conversation coming out of that. And based on what just happened with Pakistan and India, Phil, you're familiar how long that's been going on,
1,000 years.
that they have signed an agreement. Many people believe it is due to the terrorists, but I don't care what it's due to. It is a great, great moment that those two countries can come together and have peace in that region. So the question is, should Donald Trump be nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize? I think the nominations went in already, and I'm fine with him getting the Nobel Peace Prize. I'm good. That's fine. All right, next. Okay, I'm fine with that.
Can I ask you a quick question about the Nobel
Yeah.
Peace Prize?
Yeah.
Has it been a political tool, or the people who do the Nobel Peace Prize, are they just pretty much like in the
Okay,
middle?
ready?
Yeah.
We've had 4 presidents prior to Donald Trump receive the Nobel Peace Prize.
Okay.
Okay, Woodrow Wilson, Jimmy Carter, Roosevelt, and Barack Hussein Obama. Prior to this, the only one I can definitely tell you did not deserve the Nobel Peace Prize was the guy who was the president for 9 months, had done nothing, and he received the Nobel Peace Prize, and that was Barack Obama. They should have given him the Nobel Hope Prize, because they were hoping that early in his presidency. I'm telling you, tell me what he did. And I understand the world seeing a black guy as president of the United States, and the Nobel Committee and also Norway came together, and they thought that this guy was going to do great things as it relates to peace, but that was the Nobel Hope Prize. Let's be clear. 9 months in, I had seen nothing. You tell me what he did. They talked about nuclear proliferation. Nope. So, again, Carter, Woodrow Wilson, Jimmy Carter, Woodrow Wilson, and Roosevelt, right? And Barack Obama. So my thing is, if you're going to talk about this and you got to go research and understand how this works, then absolutely Donald Trump qualifies for the Nobel Peace Prize. Like him or hate him, don't agree with him, think what you think about him, but go look at the numbers. Thank you again, everybody. Welcome back to the Don Miller Show, Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time here on the Don Miller Show. We're going to move on from that conversation. Also, breaking news. We have to hit breaking news. Big Tish got indicted. Letitia James, the U.S. attorney in New York, was just indicted for mortgage fraud. Now, if you've been following this story, as many of us have, Letitia James, there was an investigation into her having homesteaded a place in Virginia in the process of being the Attorney General of New York. There's a long-term investigation. I saw an interview with some reporters from Virginia. They interviewed the neighbors, and the neighbors had never really seen her. I just think, let me just say this real quick, because I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. Shout out to Osiris, my main man. He's my intellectual mentor. We have real conversation. I love having real conversation. He says, if you shoot at the king, you better not miss. And I say to a song that I learned years ago, if you're riding dirty.
And that's more like
I hear you.
the situation.
Okay?
Yeah.
If you're riding dirty.
Yeah.
Okay, Phil, you ever rode dirty?
Nope.
Yeah.
All right? If you're riding dirty, you better be careful.
Yeah.
And
If your tags are expired, you might not want to be speeding down
Absolutely.
the street. You know what I'm
Letitia
saying?
James had to know, she's an attorney, that they're going to go, when you playing at this level, they're going to go at you. And I tell young people this all the times in politics. You ain't ready to run. Handle that first. You know, we have a young lady right now in Central Florida that's getting dragged up and down the sidewalk. But I told her, you might want to take a minute. The fact is, Letitia James, who's an attorney, you become the attorney general in a giant state, and you don't think that they're going to find this? The game is a game. It's a dirty game. It ain't fair.
Is it dirty?
Yeah, it's dingy as hell. But guess what? If you understand opposition research,
I mean, I'm just saying, is it truly dirty if you are engaging in fraudulent activity and you're going after somebody allegedly for fraudulent activity? Is that a dirty game? I'm just saying.
Actually, it ain't a dirty game. You got to be riding
You reap
dirty.
what you sow,
Who
don't it?
made that
You
song,
know?
Phil? Got to be riding dirty.
Chameleonaire.
Huh?
Chameleonaire.
Okay, that was a one-hit wonder, wasn't it?
Sure was.
That was a great song.
But he invested his money though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So the point is, so they've indicted Letitia James. We're going to wait to see how that works out. But again, Letitia James was arrogant. She was out there, 42 counts that later came back to say nothing to see here. Everything was, the courts kind of looked a little like, what the hell? And so listen to me, okay, ma'am? This is why Don Miller has never run for nothing, including student council. You know what I mean? Okay? I couldn't run for student council, right? I just shouted out at Xantavius Daquan Washington the other day. And he's the reason that I can't run for student council. But the point I make is this. We are living in some very interesting times politically. And I tell the young people, you know how many young people come to me, D'Amica, want to run for office? And I'm like, nope. I got banned to speak at a college one time. I'll tell this story. You remember this, D'Amica. I went to speak at this college, black college. And I like to sit with the young people, Phil, and have real conversation with them. And so I started asking them, what do you want to be? And these were supposed to be the elite kids at this black college. Finally, one young man raised his hand and said, I want to be president of the United States. I was like, great. And this was Obama era, right after. And I was like, great. I said, what's your GPA? And he said, 2.8. I said, you will never be president of the United States. Next. Okay? I've said it just like that, right? Young man said, I want to be president of the United States. I said, what's your GPA? He say, I got a 4.1. I was like, great. Where you from? He's like, Miami. I was like, great. Tell me a little bit about you. He's like, I came here after going to junior college, blah, blah, blah. My mom went to prison, and my brothers are all in prison. I'm out here only by myself. I say, I'm so proud of you, young man, but you will never be president of the United States. So when the thing was over and I was walking out, the dean who invited me said, you will never come here again.
You crushing people's spirit.
No. Come on.
Yeah, but that's how it's perceived. You crushing people's spirit.
Phil, come
crushing
on,
their
man.
dreams.
You'll never be president with a 2.9 at Savannah State. Oops. You'll never be president, okay? Huh? Sorry, Phil, we got D'Amica here, man.
Okay, sorry.
But you'll never be. What am I supposed to do? Go lie to him? What am I supposed to go up and lie to him?
Yeah.
No.
The truth
Phil,
will set you free.
I drove too damn far, okay? I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me, right?
Don, did they feed you at least?
Man, dude, yeah, you know they fed me.
Oh, and you told
I
them.
can't remember what black college that was. D'Amica, you remember? I don't remember which one
I
it was.
wasn't around you
But it might have
during
been
that time.
Bethune-Cookman. It was one of these black colleges. And I just told the young dude
You just told the truth.
with the 2-point-something, you ain't going to be president. You go, first of all, you go to HBCU, right? And hopefully one day, a graduate of HBCU will be president. It's like, but anyway, listen, very important. We have to look, we lie to our kids. We deceive them, even when we're not attempting to deceive them, because we give false hope. False hope is evil. False hope is against hope. D'Amica? I could have said, oh my God, young man, good luck. But I'd have been lying to him. I said, there's some great jobs out here, young man, that you can get, that can, man, you can have a family, right? False hope. It's a setup, man.
False hope is a setup.
Yeah, it's a setup, man. I
Okay.
could have went up there and lied to them people and got some more food. But I drove all the way back. I felt so bad after the dean told me you'll never come back here.
Did you
I'm
really
driving
feel bad,
back.
Don?
I did for about 20
2
minutes.
seconds. Okay.
I did feel bad.
Oh,
man.
20 minutes.
And the point is, though,
God. I can't
about
believe
20
you
minutes, I
did
felt
it.
horrible, they didn't even walk me out. You know, they usually like, thank you so much for coming, Mr. Miller.
Yeah,
remember,
you got none
remember
of
I used to
that.
speak and they would walk us out. Hey, thank you so. Oh my God, we're so glad that. Remember, so me and you spoke somewhere. They walked us out to the car, shook our hands, and gave us a care package. These people was like, hey, you can go, homie, because you just told these kids they ain't gonna be nothing. Not saying they wasn't gonna be president. I ain't saying they wasn't gonna be nothing. But I could have lied, and I thought about that. The next time, I just said I ain't doing that no more, okay? Shout out to Bradley, whoever that is. That don't even seem like a real name. So I want to just continue to
Oh, my
move on.
goodness.
So again, so much to get to today. I would be remiss if I didn't touch on what everybody's been asking me about, Chicago. I was on the
It's your-
Shannon Burke
your
radio show.
hometown.
Shout out to Shannon and Easy. Shannon Burke radio broadcast today. And of course, Shannon Burke asked me about Chicago. Troops are in Chicago. ICE is raiding Chicago. And a lady asked me the other day.
I'm glad you're bringing this because I have some questions for you.
Okay.
Shot town.
Lady asked me a question the other day, got really mad at me,
Mm-hmm.
a liberal white. And I just want everybody to beware liberal whites. A lady asked me a question the other day and got really upset with me because she's saying, well, we don't need Donald Trump in Chicago. We don't need him to send troops. And I asked her where. She's like, my family's there. They don't need that. I said, wait, where your family live? She said, Arlington Heights. I wanted to cuss, but I said, ma'am, that ain't Chicago. And so then I got a question the other day, why is ICE on the south side of Chicago? And, well, why they're over there putting black people in handcuffs? There was a raid a couple of weeks ago, late in the evening on 76 in South Shore, which is a decent neighborhood for years. And giant building, maybe 240 apartments, historically all black people. And there was a raid with helicopters and ICE agents and a perimeter set up. And so the lady, and so they interviewed all these black people who had been, their doors kicked in, they were handcuffed and questioned and then let go. And so she was like, well, why is ICE over there? Donald Trump just trying to get black people and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, ma'am, that is 100% the fault of the Chicago leadership, black leadership, the black misleadership class. The reason why ICE is on the south side of Chicago has nothing to do with arresting and detaining black people. This is where they sent the illegals. And this is where the $2.23 billion of funding has gone. So that building had a lot of black people had been evicted or somehow didn't live there anymore, and they had moved a ton of illegals in with a significantly higher rent rate, okay? Way higher because the city was carrying the bill. And so they know where the illegals are, and I'm pretty sure some black person called that number. If I can get $100, $200, $300 to tell where illegal is, I'm going to be on my phone all day pointing out where they located. Okay, Phil, I think it behooves us not to do that, to do that rather. So again, so Chicago is a mess. Financially, they're a mess. Their mayor is incompetent, but this has nothing to do with attacking black people in Chicago. This is where they sent them. This is shameful. They closed 50 schools several years ago to just shut them down. Now they're using these schools to house illegal immigrants. We covered that, D'Amica.
Yes.
Okay. When you take illegals and not send them to the cushy neighborhoods in Chicago where there is some places they can be, but you send them to the neighborhoods that has been disadvantaged and disenfranchised historically, then shame on you. And especially if you're a Negro in charge, and the Negroes that are aldermen who allegedly represent these people, allow this to happen, then shame, shame, shame. So when people are asking why ICE is on the south and west sides of Chicago, because that's where they sit the illegals. They didn't send them to the other neighborhoods. Go
So
ahead.
I think it's interesting because we had an advocate, a community advocate from Chicago on the radio and here on the podcast. She's a school teacher. She's been very vocal in Chicago about the illegal immigration and just like what you said, how they're repurposing the schools and a lot of them homeless have been disregarded to pay attention to illegal immigration.
Right.
So we've just pretend like we don't hear them.
The Section 8 program's wiped out.
Right. So we're just going to pretend like we don't hear the people in Chicago that have issue with this. And then that's one thing. My second thing, this is just a question to you because I'm a country girl, so I'm not from the hood. I don't have any of that to relate to.
I know.
So here's my question to you. And I know that Gator Bradley is a very friend of the show. It would seem to me that the gangs in Chicago would somehow collaborate to say, listen, y'all bringing too much heat here, you know, and do something, rise up or something. It just seemed like that there would be some type of camaraderie there because of the type of heat that the illegal immigrants are bringing to the community, knowing that ICE is looking for them. Is that just a far-fetched
Well, it was
mindset?
interesting you bring that. Phil, see if you can pull this up just for a screenshot. Just the other day, the director of the FBI, Kash Patel, came out and said that there are 100,000 gang members in Chicago. Okay, and that is roughly 5% of Chicago's population. And someone said to me, "There's no way there's 100,000 gang members." Well, let me just say this: in the '80s, when I was a kid in Chicago, there were 45,000 or 40,000. They would have gang meetings in Washington Park, the GDs, where it'd be 20,000.
Really?
And this in the 80s, right? Now that they have locked up all the leadership in the gangs, okay, you go down the list of people when gangs had leadership and when gangs, look at this, when gangs had leadership and gangs had rules and protocol, women, children, off limits, right? Senior citizens, off limits. Now they've locked up everybody who ran the leadership structure. Now you got 15-year-old kids and they're just random as hell. So I'm not surprised if, and what happens when you go to jail in Chicago for sure, in Cook County Jail, when you go to Chicago, Cook County Jail, they ask your affiliation so they know where to put you. So this is how they're registering gang members. So you take those gang members, they register your affiliation when you go to jail.
Okay.
Right? Cook County Jail's got to have 9,000 people. I don't know, Phil, see how many in Cook County Jail if you don't mind. Got to have 9,000, right? So when you go to jail, you register your affiliation. They don't want to put a GD, okay, over here with the Latin Kings, right?
Gotcha.
So everybody's registered. They know what your set is, right? So all of a sudden, they study these numbers. There are people, sociologists, who study this. So when Kash Patel pulled these data as the director of the FBI in Chicago, he sees a number. Now, let's be clear. Venezuelan gangs have also landed in Chicago through the illegal immigration process. And there's a lot of them, right? So, and we know who they are too. So when I see that number, I totally believe it. Secondly, all of the people, thank you, Michelle, that we see on TV complaining about this are white folk from the north side, right? Liberal whites. Be careful with liberal whites, right? Okay, I'm telling you right now. My point is this. Chicago is in crisis. It's a city in crisis. They got situations where the illegal kids can go right to school as soon as they get here.
Yep.
Okay?
No
They don't have
vaccinations,
no vaccination,
no
no nothing, right? So now you got these outbreaks in the public school system in Chicago. I'm not making this up. Go figure it out. Go look, right? I'm concerned that black people in Chicago are being cast aside for these illegals. So anybody, shout out to Jamal Green, man, young fella, I love you, man. Be careful. Jamal Green is a young businessman in Chicago who is screaming and asking people to pay attention to this. He's a young businessman. He ran for mayor. He's a wonderful, wonderful young man, and he's trying to bring attention to the curveball that's being thrown at the American people. Shout out to Jamal Green. Keep screaming, young man. You are a wonderful person. You're doing great work. You should definitely be in line to be the next mayor of Chicago. But you may not be, because you are speaking truth, and you cannot be controlled because you built your own empire. But you, young man, please, please keep talking. Do not let them push you away from the microphone. I love what you're doing. Shout out to Jamal Green. But getting to a point that I want to make. So I was in Chicago a couple of years ago, and I made it a point to go to some of these areas. And we drove by the police station downtown where there were hundreds and hundreds of illegals camped out. And then we went to these other areas where they... So my concern is anybody, especially a black person, right? Because illegal immigration directly affects the wages of black people in this country. Not just poor people, but for sure black people. It affects poor people across the board, but surely black people. But when you have black people like the mayor of Chicago, Brandon bitch-ass Johnson, that's what I've been calling him, how long, D'Amica? That will sell his people out. Just the other day, I saw he got an approval rating of 6%.
Damn.
When you have people like this that are comfortable selling out their own citizens who voted for him because he's controlled, then we have to be careful. Go ahead.
No, yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say about Chicago.
No, but again, D'Amica, it's amazing, right? Chicago was a great city with great leadership for many years. I go back to Richard J. Daley, the first Richard J. Daley, and read and one of the greatest books we ever read on the show. We have had a book club on the show, right? Years ago on the Don Miller Show, radio show, we had a book. We always had a book club. And what was one of the best books we ever read?
Boss?
By Mike Royko, Boss. B-O-S-S. I'm sure you can find it on Amazon, by Mike Royko. It's about Richard J. Daley. And the second one was American Pharaoh, was by Richard J. Daley, who ran the city when everybody was taken care of.
The machine.
It was the machine, the Daily Machine. But I'm watching this, and what's amazing to me is when I'm talking to black people who are rah-rahing for illegal immigrants, and I'm scratching my head, right? And they hit you with the curveball that the white liberals told them, well, they're people too. Yeah, but they haven't paid into the system. It's hard for people who paid into the system to get from the system. And now you bring these people in. Shout out to Glenn Grady, man. I love you, man. But you're so misguided, brother. I love you so much, man. I just want to hug you, man. But your disdain is throwing off your perception. You know what I mean? I love you so much, bro. You've been my friend my whole life, man. I just want you to know, man, you know, we disagree wholeheartedly on the fact that you want to support people who wouldn't support you on your last and hungriest day. I'm telling you this. And the disdain that so many people have just for Donald Trump is filtering down into something that is frightening. I don't agree with Donald Trump. I'm probably at 60-40, okay? But I can tell you this, I'm never gonna let my disdain for somebody throw me in a tizzy or throw me off from what I can be doing to win my battle. The fact is, the disdain, and it's amazing when I watch Christian folk.
Oh, here we go.
When I watch Christian folk, pastors, stand in their pulpits, in environments on Sunday. First of all, the black church is the most segregated environment in America on Sunday. And when I watch Christian folk who love Jesus allegedly stand in pulpits and preach disdain for a political figure. And you and I had a long conversation the other day about this, D'Amica. These are trans Christians.
Wait, what?
What's a trans Christian, D'Amica?
Someone who calls themselves a Christian or identifies as a Christian, but they're not really Christ followers.
Right. That's a trans Christian.
Yeah, they identify as a Christian,
Yes.
but they're not really Christ followers.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So my point when I'm watching this, that these people who go to church, look, I have disagreed with Republicans and Democrats
Alike.
alike.
You're never going to agree 100% with any party. If you do, I contend that you've probably made that party an idol. You've probably made that party your God. You idolize the party. So regardless of whether or not you're truly in alignment with its policies, it's just you're loyal to the party regardless. And that's a bad place to be in on either side.
Absolutely. You know, it's interesting because there are a lot of people who think that I come in here and do a radio show. But for those who know me for real, like you and a few of the listeners, D'Amica, you and I have sat with the leadership of the Republican Party, and we've left and sat with the leadership of the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think there's value in each conversation.
There's something to gain from
Yes.
each side.
When we allow someone to drive us to such an extent that we can't see any good,
I agree.
then we're hurting ourselves.
I agree.
You know, if you ask anybody, especially who knows me in Central Florida, and a lot of people in D.C., I worked in D.C. Monday through Friday for a long ass time. D'Amica. Hated it, but I had to go. And you have to understand that you guys really think these people don't like each other? They drink after votes together. Yes or no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'll never forget. Years ago, I didn't know it to the extent I know it today. It is amazing to me how you see this fighting on the floor, and they're planning, hey, where are we meeting tonight? Where are we drinking tonight? And the American people have bought into this politics. This is politics. And it's amazing because I think they love the fact that the division is at a level it's never been at, right? And in the black community, when the division is at this level and the black church is not swooping in and say, oh, slow down, and talk about forgiveness, right? Forgiveness. What does the Bible say about forgiveness?
Well, the fact that it's called the black church is already problematic.
Absolutely.
There's no black church. There's no black church in the Bible. It's just the church. So the fact that you're titled or labeled the black church is already problematic. That means you've already put black as more of a priority than the church. So, it's already an error. And then when the level of disdain and the level of hate for a person is really concerning to me, because when I hear the level of anger and just, it sounds so, I don't even have the word to describe it. But then I wonder, is it really Donald Trump that you hate? Because now I'm wondering, is it really your situation that you hate? Is it maybe really it's your circumstances that you hate? Maybe you really hate your life, because it's impossible that you can hate a person that much. Is it really your financial situation that you really hate? And you just need someone to blame for your circumstances and your situation? Maybe you don't have the courage to just own the truth that you got a raggedy life and you can make a difference if you make some different choices. Like, we just don't want to take responsibility for our lives. Like, when somebody has that level of hate, like, I'm really giving you the side eye, like, what's really going on? Let's really talk about what's going on.
There's a lot of people, I'm going to just say this, Phil. There's a lot of people, grown-ass people, that are new to knowledge. And when you are new to knowledge, You find yourself at a place where you're seeking knowledge and you finally get there. It takes some time for some people, right? The people that are talking to me, and I make people feel comfortable to have it. There's no such thing as a bad question or a dumb question.
Right.
Okay? And when you're new to knowledge, I encourage you to find someone who will talk to you and help you grow. Because the motto of this show for years was, you can't grow if you don't know. So if you're new to knowledge and you're looking for someone to ask questions and seek direction so you can get answers, hey, send us an email, Don at the Don Miller Show, for real. We're wide open to having real conversations. We're putting together a forum with several people that we can just sit and talk. Myself, D'Amico didn't know this till just now, that we want to just sit with young people, or you don't have to be young if you want to understand how this works. You know, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine today that said Donald Trump, that they're getting ready to deport black people next. And I'm saying, what do you mean deport black people? And yeah, they're going to send us back. Back where? To Mississippi? To Alabama? To Arkansas? To Tennessee? Right? To Florida? Where are they going to send us back? You are not, nobody's going to deport American citizens. But when you ask, this is when it gets challenging for me in the discourse. When you ask, why do you believe that? Can you tell me or pinpoint an instance where that has occurred in the history of this country, and you cannot elaborate? Then I'm looking at you with what D'Amico called the side eye.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
W.E.B. had vitriol and said words, right? He left on his own, Phil. The problem is that what the narrative is, and if you live in a mindset of just, anger, then you fall prey to the narrative. Black people, don't let anybody tell you that we're getting ready to be deported next.
But I'm still struggling. I struggle with a lot of people and their thought process. So if you think that you are at risk for being deported, then do you in your heart believe that you're not truly an American citizen? So do you question your citizenship? Do you think that you're here in the United States of these Americas illegally? Do you consider yourself to be an illegal immigrant here in the United States? Like, I just struggle to understand the mindset that would trigger you to think that that's what we're on the verge of.
Let me just say this. I pray. I don't brag about praying. There are a lot of people brag about praying. I pray because I want to pray. And I don't tell anybody when I'm praying. I just pray. I pray in the car. I pray when I'm in the bed.
Because it's personal.
Okay. And I know there are people like Don Miller is a sinner. Yeah, I'm a sinner for sure. But I'm a sinner I know. And the problem is, huh? Come on.
Okay.
All right? I'm a sinner for sure. I'm a sinner I know, right? I know I got a gang of work to do. The problem is there are people who don't think they have work to do.
I agree.
Huh?
I agree.
I know I got work to do from the time I get up, from the time I lay down, right? I'm a sinner for sure. I'm a sinner I know. And I live by that, right? Because I ain't never going to get closer. But I just want to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing so that when the bell ring, maybe I get a look. Huh? Phil, maybe I get a look, man, when the bell rang. Well, you know what? You was kind of an idiot, but, And I think we have to live our lives like that. The fact is, if you think for 1 minute that it is possible to move like Jesus Christ, then you're fooling yourself. We must be the best that we can be and pray and seek forgiveness, because unforgiveness is a felony. Would you consider unforgiveness a felony when it comes time to ring the bell?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Huh?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. If you're walking around with unforgiveness in your heart, you're going to be in for a rude awakening when that bell rings.
Who are you?
Yeah, he see that as a felony charge, bruh.
Jesus dropped the charges.
You know what? I love that. That's probably the best thing I've ever heard you say. That unforgiveness is a felony
It's a
charge.
felony.
I absolutely
listen
love
to me,
that.
it has been the hardest thing I've had to do. Shout out to Quetta Jane Johnson from the Johnson family. Absolutely ridiculous behavior. Unforgiveness, right? Listen to me. I tell people, I publicly talk about this, right? I was molested, right, as a kid. You know the story. I said it on the radio, right? And I wanted to kill him, right? He was a pastor. And, well, he allegedly a pastor, right?
He's a trans.
He's a
trans Christian.
Right. And I wanted to kill him when I got older. And I plotted, Phil, that I was going to kill him, right? I told this story publicly many years ago, right? And D'Amica, you are the one many years ago who beat me up about unforgiveness. Live on the Don Miller Show, WOKB Radio, okay? You beat me up about you have to forgive. And I was like, man, you got me messed up. But the reality is, to this moment, you actually have to move forward.
Yeah.
Psychologically,
Yep.
biblically, spiritually.
Yep.
Right?
On all levels.
On every level.
Because it's not hurting it's not hurting that person. Like, you're not hurting the person that hurt you by holding unforgiveness in your heart, by not forgiving them. You're only hurting yourself. It's almost like you're drinking poison every day. So you're actually doing more harm to yourself than you are to that person. So, and when I encourage somebody who has experienced what you've experienced to forgive, it's not from a place of not understanding, because I was sexually assaulted as well. So, and I in my prayer time, that person's name came to me and I forgave that person, and I had not thought about that person in years. But just in my regular time of prayer, that person's name came to me. I was able to forgive them. And it takes God to help us to be God-like. And forgiving is what he requires us, because he said that he won't forgive us unless we have also shown forgiveness. So, like.
And we don't want to be churchy or over the top religious tonight, but we want to be real.
Absolutely.
And the fact is, I'm watching people.
Because at the end of the day, I honestly believe that one of the reasons, not the only reason, but one of the reasons why the African American community struggle to really make progress and to really move forward is because we love to live in the past. We love to make, our history, the history of slavery in the United States, at the forefront of we like to keep it in the forefront of our minds.
Us. I think it's other people.
We're the ones making the movies.
Yeah.
We do a slave movie every year.
Yeah.
Every year there's a new slave movie out. The Butler, the Help, your Django. We constantly stay there, and you just can't stay there as a community. We can't afford to stay there.
Right. Hey, let's open the phone lines up, Phil. We got a lot of people want to just say something. Again, the Don Miller Show, subscribe and like. Feel free to support us. Head over to thedonmillershow.com. We got merch, a lot of merch. All these T-shirts that I began, D'Amica, y'all can go see them. A lot of merch. D'Amica, what you said something about the shirt I got on today. What did you say about this shirt?
It should say,
Pull me up, Phil. So
the light has no companionship with darkness.
And I said, what is the light?
The truth.
Okay, thank you
the
very
truth
much.
is
Mind
the light.
your business. Mind your business. Don't throw my little side hustle on.
No, it's your T-shirt. You're wearing it. I don't have anything to do with that.
I know. But, I'm so glad you came in today. D'Amica's doing a lot of things. A lot of people want to know, while we wait to take a couple of calls, a lot of people want to know, what are you doing now?
Well, I still, do my health insurance, and I have my fitness business. So I do that on a regular basis. But you're having a lot of
seniors right now.
Yeah. So that's what I do.
It's open enrollment.
That's what I do. Yeah.
It's open enrollment.
Yeah.
So if you know somebody who's a senior citizen getting ready to get that other check, right?
Well, the laws have changed.
Yeah.
So the Medicare, I like to educate.
Yeah.
Not just here on the Don Miller Show, but I like to educate seniors because they get taken advantage of all the time
We sure
because they
do.
don't know.
We do.
You can't. No one can manipulate you when you know. You know.
Right.
So I like to educate
Knowledge
them.
makes a man unfit to be a slave.
Hello.
Booker T.
Yeah, so I like to educate our seniors about the laws that have changed that will impact their Medicare, their benefits, and things of that nature. And then I can help them navigate what that might look like for the next year because things change every year. And if no one is there to let them know and help them navigate that, people take advantage of them. So
Put D'Amica's ad up. So if you want to know or you got some questions for D'Amica Page, you could hit her up at D'Amica Page right there. D'Amica Page, DEMICAPAIG on all platforms.
yeah.
Facebook, D'Amica Page, Instagram, D'Amica Page. You could hit her up wherever. She is definitely a wonderful tool to have. She knows what she's talking about. She works all day long, and she's doing great work helping people. And I just,
I love helping people.
I know, man, and we all should. Phil, we got anybody call in yet?
Not yet.
Okay, how can I go about hooking my mother up with D'Amica? See? Hold on, PJ. What's the number? PJ, get someone to write this number down. Okay? Phil, put the number on the screen if you can for D'Amica. Can you do that, or is that a problem?
No, I can do it. Give me
Okay.
a second.
Okay. Yeah, because a lot of people are calling me. I send you people all the time.
Yes, you do.
I'm old, but I ain't that old yet. I got like a couple of years yet. Okay. Hope I hit the lottery that I won't have to call D'Amica.
Yes.
But again, just having someone that you can listen to that you trust.
What's the number, D'Amica?
Send me a text. Don't call me.
Yep. Send her a text.
407-575-2822. You can send a text message to that number.
575 what?
407-575-2822.
And D'Amica knows this all over the country. She can tell you and point you in the right direction.
Yes.
She's got a bunch of licenses and a bunch of certifications.
Yes.
She knows what she's doing.
Take up so much time.
Huh?
And they take up so much time.
Take up a lot of time, but you're doing good work.
Yeah.
This is your ministry. You know what I mean?
I don't know that this is my ministry.
Yeah,
I do like helping people, but at the end of the day, I really encourage people to be healthy because
That's your ministry.
that's the only. Yes, absolutely. You have to be healthy. That's the only way because they're gonna get you otherwise. Because we really have a sick system. We don't have a health care system in the United States. It's a sick care system.
Absolutely. It's a sick care system.
It is.
It ain't a health care system.
No,
Okay.
it's not.
And it's funny because every time I talk to D'Amica, I asked her, she's like, okay, she's like, I'm going to see how long it's going to take him to ask. What do I ask?
You always talking about losing weight.
And eating.
Yeah, your
Right.
nutrition.
Right.
Yeah.
What you eating?
Yeah.
Okay, but again, I think taking care of our bodies is so important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially in many of the poorer communities. This is just across the board poor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, poor. There is a healthcare crisis in poor communities, no matter what your race look like.
Absolutely.
And if you look at the sicknesses and all of the
And the majority is due to our nutrition.
yeah,
that's-
chronic illness, chronic disease, it is overwhelmingly at a greater rate in poor people. And let's just get back to really, Phil, we're gonna run a few minutes to catch up with that time we lost.
Yep.
Let's talk about food deserts real quick. He said, "Mama has a flip phone." Put that back up. Don't know if she knows how to. Well, why don't you do
You
it,
text
PJ?
me.
You go over to your mama's house and text D'Amica, PJ. Cut it out, man. All right. Mama got a flip phone. I got a flip phone, but guess what? Okay. But hey, Phil, figure that out, man. Cut it out. I want to talk about food deserts really quickly. It's something you and I have talked about for
For
years.
many years.
At least 15 years on the show. Many people don't know what that means. But it is part of the fact that we vote for people who go to D.C. or many of these state houses and don't vote for us. And then we find ourselves in food deserts.
Yep.
A food desert is an area. Go ahead.
That doesn't have adequate, grocery stores
Right.
where they can get fresh fruits and vegetables, things of that nature. Usually you will see mostly, convenience stores
Corner
and
stores,
with a lot
bodegas.
of, yes.
So like
Arab
Eatonville?
stores. Arab stores.
Yeah, with a lot of processed foods. Yeah.
So a lot of people live in food deserts.
Like Eatonville.
Eatonville, No, Eatonville got a Family Dollar, but the stuff's still old. Okay, you know, if you go to Family Dollar, it's been there since
June.
June of 23.
Is that June?
June of 23, okay? Remember Holly Holland used to talk about he loved going to Family Dollar?
Yes, yes.
Because he get the corn chips.
Yes. And fight with the children.
Right, fight with the children over the corn chips. Rest in peace, Holly. We miss Holly. But again, food deserts has been a crisis in many black communities for a very long time. I was just thinking about something that just happened in Central Florida the other day. In Pine Hills, Florida. If you live in Central Florida, you know Pine Hills. It's an urban community right around the corner from, minutes from where we're broadcasting from. They opened up an H-Mart field. Did you drive by there yet?
Bro, my house is right there.
Oh, okay.
Dude, it has been the freaking worst thing to happen to that neighborhood because they haven't fixed any of the infrastructure over there.
Right.
And it is, I've seen so
People are
many
waiting
accidents.
2 hours to go.
I can't get out of my neighborhood.
The traffic looks
That's
ridiculous.
crazy.
Yeah.
People are waiting, okay, hours to go into this grocery store. H-Mart is the largest chain of Asian grocery stores in the country, right? And Phil, that wait was 4 hours 2 weeks ago, last week.
Bruh.
4 hours
For some sushi, bro.
for some sushi.
For some fish that ain't even cooked.
Right. So
We got a river right there, a lake right there behind us.
So, talking about food deserts.
Yeah.
So, they drop an Asian superstore in the black community. And the black people are saying, yay. And I'm scratching my head. And then the black commissioner, who I really like, does an interview and says, yeah, it's bringing jobs. We'll see. We'll see, sir. The problem is, I did a viral clip a few months ago. Shout out to Amber Kusia, right? And my viral clip, maybe at 2 million now, 2 million views. Play the clip, Phil. Name the largest African-American grocery store chain in the USA.
There is one?
No, there isn't.
Okay. What's it?
Name the largest Hispanic grocery chain.
The Bravo?
Bravo's pretty large. Sedona.
Okay.
It's a bunch of them, right?
Yeah.
Why don't we have one? We consume groceries.
Yeah, why don't we have one?
Okay, watch this. So, H-Mart shows up in Pine Hills. Black people wait 4 hours. With white people? No, there were not many white people. Because white people going to go right over there to Publix. Okay? And Sam's and Costco. Okay? We ain't got to wait in line. If you got to wait in line to buy groceries, okay? There's a problem, right? Black folk was waiting in line with the Asian community. Asian community knew what they wanted. They wanted something they couldn't get nowhere else that H-Mart has. Like pig left toe or chicken wing with the finger on it, right?
Let me get them chicken kneecaps.
Right, something, right? Something that they can't get nowhere else, right? Black people done lined up just to go see. And their community is still a food desert. So in Chicago, outside of Chicago, west of Chicago, there is a church led by a guy by the name of Bill Winston, right? Living Word Church, started in 1989. Pastor Winston has grown this church to 25,000 members. In 2021, they own the plaza, entire mall. They bought it when they started the church. There was a grocery store in the plaza near the church that the church owned that was owned by some white guys. And I don't know if it's white guys, maybe an Arab with the white guys. I don't know the story, right? But it was a grocery store. So the church in 2021 buys the store. And just recently, there was a news report in Chicago on the news about the fact that the store is struggling to stay open. Play the clip.
This suburban grocery store is asking for the public's help to stay in the community. They say between the tariffs and the economic downturn, they're not sure how much longer they can keep their doors open.
It's wonderful. It's clean.
First-time shopper Joyce Williams rushed right over to the Living Fresh Market the minute she learned the local grocery store is in trouble and might close. The grocery store has been serving Forest Park and its surrounding communities for nearly 5 years, but now the owners say it may have to call it quits. quits.
It's clean and customer service is very friendly.
Because of the grocery store's financial situation, the owners are making a public plea and reaching out to Early Walker for help.
This is Living Fresh Market, the largest black-owned grocery store in the entire country.
The businessman and philanthropist called to action on social media, asked the community to step up this Saturday to raise $100,000.
I am pledging the first $500. I'm going to go grocery shopping myself personally tomorrow. In addition to that, I have asked for 1,000 people to join me and spend $100 apiece.
Living Fresh Market is one of the largest black-owned grocery stores in the country. It's owned by Pastor Bill Winston of the Living Word Church and his family. They own the mall where the store is too.
Jewels and Aldi's is fine, but it's nice that I can come over here and it's a lot of different cultures and stuff working.
Owners admit that business has remained slow since the pandemic. It got worse because of tariffs and people losing jobs and food assistance benefits. They estimate about a third of their customers use SNAP benefits to buy groceries.
All right, stop. Watch this. I'm calling BS. Bill Winston is the pastor of a church with 20,000, maybe 25,000 people.
Is he
Bill Winston.
is he fruity?
Stay with me. The guy on the mic,
Yeah.
he married to a Chicago newscaster. But anyway, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So Bill Winston has a mega church. He travels the country and preaches in his private jet.
What?
The pastor. Private jet. Nice-ass jet, right? And you got a grocery store that you bought within the last 5 years. And now you're saying that because of tariffs and a third of your customer base gets SNAP benefits,
SNAP
which
benefits.
is EBT and welfare, food stamps, that you can't stay open. I'm calling BS. Your thoughts?
My first thought was, how, as an entrepreneur, you don't take responsibility for the success or failure of your own business? That was my first thought. You know, and then to blame the Trump, I don't think he played all of that clip, but they mentioned that they also blaming the Trump administration, that their business has been on a downturn since the Trump administration. But the Trump administration just came into office. The majority of their business has been under the Biden administration. If you look at when they opened the stores, so I'm just a little confused on the name, just the blaming situation there. And plus, like I said, not wanting to take responsibility for the success or the failure of the business. That's why you become entrepreneurs.
Let me just say this, right? I got a clip, almost 2 million, that's asked the question, the largest black grocery store chain in America. Phil said, is there one?
Yep.
I said it's not one, right? Way before we saw this story. The fact is that a church owns a grocery store, a church with 25,000 people.
So not even his own members go there?
The grocery store is
How far is it from the church?
adjacent,
Adjacent.
near the
Okay.
church, right near the church, right?
Okay.
So the church owns the grocery store. Stay with me, PJ. The church, damn, I love these listeners, right? So the church owns the grocery store. The grocery store is in trouble. You got 20,000 to 25,000 people on the books. That's what they say. Sunday after church, why can't everybody go shopping, Phil?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Stay with me. If you get 3,000 people a Sunday to shop, you can stay open. Watch this, Mr. Pastor Winston. Sir, with all due respect, maybe you park the plane and put some money in the business. See, this is the curveball that the Negro continues to be thrown, but continues to accept. Close the store. You shouldn't open the damn store. Why would you open a store right there when there are food deserts within 6 and 8 miles of you, right? You put that store in a food desert, it thrives. Possibly. But you got a better chance. The fact is, you got a dude asking for $100,000 to keep a store open that's owned by a rich man.
Yeah, his jet costs more than that to fuel up and pay his pilot.
Right? So you asking for money from the community for a store that's owned by a rich man. Phil, do me one favor before we get out of here, right? Make sense of this, Phil, because Google this, Phil. Pastor Winston, Chicago, right? Google this for me, Phil. Bill Winston, net worth, Chicago. Bill Winston, Pastor Bill Winston, net worth, right? You are out here at a microphone. This is shame on you Negroes. I want to slap all you Negroes. You got a rich guy who owns a grocery store that I think he got. I think they sold him the store because he was the landlord to the grocery store. Then he bought the grocery store from the other guys, right?
So this says between 5 and 10 million.
Oh, so you out here asking people to give you $100,000 to save the business of a guy that's richer than you.
He said he's got $500 in.
No, that's the guy at the microphone. He don't know. He wanted to be on TV.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
He wanted to be on TV. We ain't gonna hold that against him. Sometimes you just want to be on TV.
I
right?
thought that was a pass.
But he bought the store from a guy named Ken Casasio, right, in Chicago, right? And you're a rich guy. Why are you asking poor people who need this business to help raise $100,000 to keep the rich guy's business as he flies off in his private jet?
Did you see there was a GoFundMe recently of this family that had a house in the Outer Banks, and you know how they're on stilts, and the house collapsed because of storms. And the picture of their GoFundMe is them in front of their house with a Rolls Royce asking for money for GoFundMe.
but that's how it works. Listen to me. If you saw that story on TV in Chicago and you got your dumb ass up and ran over there to the grocery store that Bill Winston, the rich guy, owns, and you spend $10 to keep the rich guy rich, then you get whatever you got coming. This is ridiculousness. And this is mainly the ridiculous engagement of the Negro, the unlearned Negro, the downtrodden. It's one thing to be downtrodden, but when you downtrodden and dumb, it is hard to save you. It is hard to save the downtrodden dumb. This guy is rich in houses and land. Scriptures say that, right? Rich in houses and land. He has more than you. He should be giving this away. It should be a food bank and not a food store. Huh? It should be the Bill Winston Food Bank and not the Bill Winston Food Store. And did you notice the couple of black people that they interviewed? They both said something in sync. It's clean. Right? Yeah. Why is that the first thing out of their mouths? It's clean. Listen to me. I don't care who get mad at me when I say this. Amber, cut this clip. If you a church and you own a store for profit, then you ain't a church. You should be giving back, especially if you talking about 30% of your people come with government assistance, right? Move the church to the food desert. And then 80% of your business come with government assistance. The thing about EBT and whatever they call the other one, SNAP, you can put that in the bank too. That's profit. But don't complain that you ain't making money when you owned by a rich man. Your pastor's a bad businessman. Or whoever he put in front of the business, D'Amica.
I agree. That's what I'm saying.
Look, man.
Who's not taking responsibility?
Ain't nobody knocking that you ain't making money, but you should be a food bank and not a food store. And nobody's going to say that but me, probably. This is a scam. It's wrong. How dare these people who give us Jesus on Sunday run up in us on Wednesday? I'm over it. Thank you so much, everybody. Hey, thank you so much, D'Amica Page. Thank you so much. So, again, how can they find D'Amica Page so they can help their senior citizens, friends, or if you're a senior citizen, you need help, put it back on the screen. 407-575-2822. Don't call her. Text that number. Tell her what you're looking for.
Yes.
She is helping people transition out into senior citizenship, into a bunch of other things.
Senior citizenship.
Yeah, I'm in there right now. I'm a senior citizen. I'm going into senior citizenship right now. I just went and bought my first pair of them socks that squeeze my veins.
Compression socks.
And I slept like a baby the other night. I put them damn compression socks on. My feet don't tingle no more. Getting old, getting old ain't your friend. He told me it wasn't neuropathy yet. Like, damn, when it's coming, just put these socks on. Wear these socks. The game is a cold game, man.
What are the NBA players say when he used to prepare for to play Michael Jordan when he was in the NBA? He said his grandmama told him that's the night that he need to put his feet up, elevate his feet.
Absolutely.
So he get good circulation to prepare for Michael Jordan. So you need to elevate your feet at night, dog.
You know, I spent a long time with
you a couple of pillows.
I spent a long time with the NBA. I know a few guys who wore compression socks, like for real, like the ones with the copper in them. Them the ones I got. I got a copper toe. Okay, man, I slept like a baby the other night.
Copper toe compressions.
What? You know, sometimes and it's just one foot. It ain't both of them. One of them be tingling like, you know, like, damn, why? My feet go to sleep before I do. You know what I mean? That's a problem, Phil. Well, your feet go to sleep before you do. I'm up here. I'm watching Chicago PD. My feet snoring like, oh, golly. I'm like, I don't want my feet to go to sleep before I go to sleep. Damn, what can I get? So I went and asked questions. I asked Gronk. I don't go to the other one. I don't go to ChatGPT. They liberal. I went to Gronk, right? G-R-O-K. I was to Gronk, and Gronk said, get you some compression socks. Man, I watched the whole episode of Chicago PD. This is a new season, just came out, but I don't need my sleep going to sleep before I go to sleep.
Oh, my God.
Thank you so much, everybody. Subscribe and like the Don Miller Show Thursday nights. Listen, we love you, D'Amica Page. You know how we feel about you. D'Amica Page is my mentor intellectually. I got two, a woman and a man, and she is
I am not your mentor.
Yeah, you give me. Yeah, come on, man. We have conversations.
We have good conversations.
D'Amica called me in the middle. I don't know where she be going, but I think she just wants somebody to talk to her all the way there. Because then she don't even say bye. She just be like, all right, click.
Like my grandma.
Like your grandma used to. Remember we used to have your grandma?
She don't say goodbye.
How old was your grandma we had on the show? 95?
Yeah, I think so.
And she don't even say bye, Phil. She's like,
just
click.
hang up.
I got to check on my greens. Damn, can you say bye, Grandma? Again, thank you so much, everybody. Thanks for everybody who listens to the show. We appreciate you. We love you so much. Follow us on all platforms. Don at the Don Miller Show. D'Amica Page, the D'Amica Page on all platforms. Follow the Podcast Doctor. Follow Amber Kushia Design. She's looking for business. She's winning, but she got all them damn kids over there, back up in there around there. She needs some help. We love you so much, everybody. Bye-bye.